Hey guys, Nis here, back with another Musume video talking about the current banner, Super Creek, and how much you should pull in terms of optimal viability. Basically, the cost effectiveness guide for Super Creek. We did this with Kita-san Black, and you guys really like that, so I'm going to do this with Super Creek, which is another very much desirable card. So we have in front of us right now 0 limit break to 4 limit break, all the stats, and I've pulled it into a spreadsheet to just make it a little bit easier to read. Now with every one of these, as per usual, max limit break MLB is going to be the best no matter what. It doesn't matter about effectiveness or whatever, right? Max limit break is going to be the best no matter what. But to answer the question of cost effectiveness, it's actually unfortunately not that simple. Because unlike Kita-san Black, where there were some very, meaningful breakpoints for like 1 limit break, 3 limit break, and 4 limit break, Super Creek isn't quite that straightforward. But let's go over and talk about the card first. Super Creek is a stamina card that is probably one of the best stamina cards in the game for a very, very long time. And one of the main reasons why it's so good is because of the fact that it gives a skill called Swinging Maestro. So Swinging Maestro is the gold recovery skill form of corner recovery. You can see right here, we can click right here, it's Swinging Maestro. The reason why this is so good is because it is a very, very consistent and effective recovery skill. So as you can see right here, here's a spreadsheet of all of the skills and how they rate. If you guys want this list, I'll leave it in the description below. It basically has a list of every single skill in the game, and it'll tell you how good or bad it is according to like points and ranks and things like that, and tell you where it's good. For example, Swing Maestro is good in both team trials and PvP, but a lot of these are not very good. So the reason why Swinging Maestro is so good is because it is a universal skill that works on any horse in the game, and it is probably the best recovery skill in the game for that reason. Something that you'll notice though is that there are 2 other gold recovery skills that are also double circle on this, which are Race Planner and Gorman. But the reason why they're not as good as Maestro is because they are pace chaser only. I know a lot of horses are pace chasers, but the fact that Swinging Maestro is global across every single horse just makes it that much better, and that's the reason why Super Creek is so good. You really want Super Creek because of Swinging Maestro. It just provides you a gold recovery skill across the board, which is very, very important in Musume. So taking that into account in the fact that most people really just want Super Creek for Swinging Maestro, I would say that the most cost-effective point for the card is going to be at 0 limit break. So just pull 1 copy and you don't need to pull any more. The reasoning for that is because, as I mentioned before, you get Swinging Maestro just off of having 0 limit break. You don't need any limit breaks to get that skill, and for that reason, 0 limit break is going to be the most cost-effective way to go. But if you want to get more into the details about why 0 limit break is the most cost-effective when looking at the stats, I have the stats in front of us right here that I just grabbed off of this page over here with all the limit breaks. Now, the reason why we only have a limited number of stats on here, like we don't have every single stat on here, is because we know from the global reference document that the only important stats really are friendship bonus, training effectiveness, boot effect, stat bonus, and specialty priority. There's also a little bit of importance put on friendship gauge, but it's not that important. All it does is make sure you get to your orange bond a little bit faster, which at the end of the day is just a small increase for how early you can get your rainbows. Now, I color coded it here. The green ones are the most important ones. Of course, friendship gauge is here as a light blue because it is important, but a little bit less. And the initial stamina I have here just to show that Super Creek does give an initial stamina bonus. So just by having the card itself, it doesn't, it adds a certain little bit of stamina to your character at the beginning. And because it's not that important, I'm just going to delete this here to get rid of some bloat. Now, taking a look at the stats here, and you can see with the graph, it is a very linear graph. There is not really huge spikes anywhere when you're like, oh, I hit limit break 2 and it's like a huge spike, or I hit limit break 3 and it's a huge spike. There's a slight spike right here with limit break 3 because you do start getting this friendship gauge increase. But again, it's not that important of a stat. So all things considered, the real spikes are at limit break 1 and limit break 3, And in reality, neither of those are that important. Now, the +1 stamina is decent. It will increase your stats overall. So if you do want to go beyond the 0 limit break kind of minimum requirement, the 1 limit break is not bad to go for just to get this 1 stamina bonus. Now, the next cutoff is going to be limit break 3, which is when you start getting the friendship gauge increase, like the initial friendship gauge. So that's probably the other place you should consider stopping at if you want to be cost effective. But in reality, like I said, it's just a very, very linear growth across the board. I'm going to swap this to a line chart so you can see a little bit better as well in terms of where things go and stop. As you can see, very linear. Everything is extremely linear. So there really isn't much of a, I guess, oh, you should definitely get up to this and anything before is not worth it. It's not like that for Super Creek at all. If you have 1 copy, that is plenty enough. But if you want to spend a little bit more, 1 limit break will get you a big like the significant bonus. And same with limit break 3 will give you kind of a significant bonus as well. But long story short, again, there really isn't a need to go for anything beyond 0 or 1. But of course, if you're a whale, max limit break, right? So there you go, guys. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. Again, summarize, 0 limit break is probably most of what you all need. You don't need anything beyond that. 1 is kind of like a nice little cherry on the top. 3 limit break is if you want to just like make it a little bit better. And of course, 4 limit break for the whales, right? The super whales. So yeah, let me know down in the comment section below if this video was helpful and if you want to see more videos like this as well. Subbing to the channel is the best way to support me. It's completely free and it lets me know that you like the content. I also stream every single night on twitch.tv/MusoXShiru, so I'd love to see you guys there. But if not, hopefully I'll see y'all on the next video. All right, guys. Peace.